This is Monique Linder of OMG Media, who recently sat down with Jerry Griffis, founder of JL Griffis Automotive Training School, about his unique partnership serving the men of Ujamaa Place. Take a listen.
My name is Jerry Griffis, and we're here at JL Griffis Twin City Schools.
Okay, and so what does the partnership do for Ujamaa Place?
It trains and mentor young men in career training and also life skills. And it's been a great partnership.
So tell us about, maybe some of the curriculum that you're teaching the men in auto detailing.
Well, we're actually teaching entry-level automotive and auto reconditioning and detailing. So the plan is to equip the guys with the knowledge of the automotive industry so they don't feel intimidated when they go into an interview for a job in the automotive industry.
Then the next step. So the hardest thing for the men, of course, is finding work because they have some things on their background. So, the men at Ujamaa Place are transitioning out of the criminal justice system. And so it's been a real challenge for them finding work. So what does that program do for them in their ability to just get that first job upon, transitioning out of the criminal justice system?
Well, I have met with different controllers in H&R partners in the automotive industry, and they have decided to look at these guys for employment based on them being trained by J.L. Griffis Twin City Schools.
That's incredible because it's the credibility of basically your endorsement based on your credibility of your school that you're basically saying the men are ready. They're ready, they're skilled, they're trained, they've been through this. How long is the course?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. So it's this 10-week course. They've completed the training. They're certified, and you're also certifying them in terms of their character.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit because that's important because sometimes employers don't want to take that risk. And so what is it that you are doing to prepare the men? And of course, that partnership with Ujamaa is also preparing them. So what have you seen? What do you have some success stories that you can talk about?
Sure, I do. Well, first, I believe that the training alone is not going to equip them or prepare them for the automotive industry. Mentoring them and giving them the tools to be able to execute in that arena is what's going to keep them working and keep them excited about their job. Mm-hmm. What I have noticed with some of the guys that I've trained, they have so much baggage that they're carrying around with them that you have to stay by their side and encourage them every step of the way.
Wow.
And if they have any challenges, then we have to mentor them and tell them how they can get over those and keep moving forward. I have had some success placing several guys at White Bear Lake Superstore and also Z-Bar, which is a automotive rust-proof window tinting company. And I also have partners like Twin City Glass, Pods Auto Care, Fred Jr. Tires that's willing to bring these guys on and mentor them the rest of the way.
And that's key. And a lot of the men that come into Ujamaa Place, we're hearing they have a lot of trauma, like you said. They carry a lot of baggage. So to be able to keep them also focused on growing and taking that next step to keep growing, what does J.L. Griffith's Automotive Training School do for building that in the men? Because you're building hope.
Yes.
And so talk about that a little bit.
Well, I believe the first thing is they're able to see a black man that's in the industry that is successful. And so I relate to the guys that, when I was young, being raised in Chicago with a single mother, I was once them. And I was by myself and I got in trouble, but I was able to fight and see a vision, and here I am today. So I think by the young men seeing me here teaching them, that makes them excited. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's powerful because they're seeing someone that can reach them
Yes.
at their level,
Yes.
and that also has turned their life into the successful automotive industry, and that's not an easy industry to grow up to the top.
That's right.
And so to hear your story, so tell us about your auto story. So that's a great segue into that career. How did that start, and to where you are today?
Well, I'm kind of date myself a little bit. I had a friend that I grew up with. We used to build race cars and illegally race them.
So
And
street racing.
Street racing.
Street racing.
Yeah. And that's when I first got my love of automobiles. And he taught me how to work on the vehicles and then also clean the vehicles. I was blessed to be able to get a job working at a foreign car repair in Chicago, Illinois. Now, this was in 1977.
Okay.
And at that time, I was the person that was selected to take care of some antiques vehicles, Cadillacs and Lincolns, that would be transported to California for a car show every year. And so that's when I first got my experience in auto detailing and reconditioning.
Okay. Right.
And after that, I moved my family here to Minnesota in '84. And I was blessed to be able to get a job with Brookdale Jeep Eagle. And the owner just seen something in me. He seen a drive that I had. And he said, you know what, I want you to work for me and work in my service department. And that my career just took off from there.
Wow.
You
And
know.
how many years later?
Wow.
I know you were probably 5 when you started, but how many years later is that
Well,
in the auto industry?
I started in '77.
Okay.
And I'm still in it now.
Wow.
And this is 19.
Congrats.
2018, and it's been a great journey.
Wow.
I've been with White Bear Lake Superstore since 91. 91 I started with them.
Wow. So it's been a wonderful journey.
Yes.
And I know the owner of White Bear Lake Superstore, Paul Rubin, who is just an incredible person. And, you know, the one thing that I love about White Bear Lake, too, is that the owners are there, present. You don't see that at a lot of car dealers today.
Yes, dude, that's correct.
So, and it's a wonderful, wonderful car buying experience there. Coming up next week is the 5th annual Celebrating Every Step Forward breakfast for Ujamaa Place. And you will be there.
Yes.
You will be there with some of the men that have graduated in your program. Your story that you just described is exactly that, celebrating every step forward. You do that in your program by having this amazing graduation at the end of the 10 weeks, which I've attended several times. And it's something that I'll never forget, the experience of seeing the joy on the men's face holding their certificates and these gorgeous red graduation gowns that they wear, and the pride, that look of pride on their face. So what you're doing is tremendous, and this partnership that you have is something that is valued by Ujamaa Place. Really appreciate the work you do with the men, because we get to see that amazing man that comes out on the other end of your program.
Thank you.